Okay, so we're going to talk about percent increase and decrease with geometry. So we're going to consider the cube shown. The side lengths of cube B are each 20% greater than the side lengths of cube A. Determine the volume and surface area of each cube. So when we're talking about cube B being greater, we're talking about a percent increase. So we're going to use this percent to figure out how much did it increase so we can get the side length of B. Well, to do this, we can do it a couple of different ways. We can use the percent equation, or we can use our proportions. Either way works. For the purposes of today, I'm going to use the percent equation. So that's the percent times the whole equals the part. So our percent in this case is 20%. So that would be 0.2 times the whole, which was the original length for cube A, so 2.5. So we're going to type that in our calculator, 0.2 times 2.5, and we get 0.5. Now, we're not saying that cube B is 0.5 inches. We're saying this is how much cube A increased to get B. So to get our side length, we have to add it back with the length of B. With the length of A. So we have to do 2.5 plus 0.5. So we get 3. So cube B is 3 inches. Now, using that, we're going to determine the volume and surface area. And instead of each cube, we're just going to do it for cube B. So let's do volume first. Remember that volume is everything inside of the object. So that's like if we were to fill it up with water, how much water would it hold? So we're going to do the volume for cube B. Remember to find volume, it is length times width times height. Well, in this case, our length, our width, and our height are all 3. So our volume is 3 times 3 times 3, or you could rewrite this as 3 cubed. Either way works. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, we get 27. So our volume is 27, and we are talking about 3 dimensions, so that means that it is inches cubed for our label. All right, now let's talk about surface area. So surface area, that's everything on the outside of the shape. So if we're talking about like wrapping a gift, cardboard packaging, it's everything on the outside. So if we were to take this cube and unfold it, we would see 6 different squares. So I'm going to draw a net to represent that. So we could fold this back up and we would get a cube. So all we have to do is find the area of 1 square, and then there's 6 faces, so we're going to multiply it by 6. So our surface area for cube B, what we're going to do is find the area of 1, so we do 3 times 3 for the square. And then we have a total of 6 squares, so then we multiply it by 6. So we have our surface area is equal to 54 inches in its area, 2 dimensions, so we're talking about it being squared. All right, last one. What is the percent decrease in the amount of pizza from the extra large to the large? We're going to round to the nearest percent. We're going to explain how we determine our answer. We're going to do that by showing our work. If we are talking about the amount of pizza, that means we are talking about area. So we're going to need to find the area of both of these and then calculate the percent decrease. So remember our formula for area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. So right here it tells us on the first pizza the radius is 8. So we have our area is equal to pi is approximately 3.14, then times 8 squared. Remember with order of operations, exponents comes first, PEMDAS. Exponents comes before multiplication, so we need to take care of that. So 8 squared is 8 times 8, or 64. So we have 3.14 times 64. Let's type that in our calculator, 3.14 times 64. And we get an area of 200.96. And we're talking about area, so it is inches squared. Well, now we need to do it for the smaller one. So area is equal to pi times the radius squared. This time we have a radius of 7, so we have 3.14 times 7 squared. So we need a square first, order of operations. So our area is 3.14, and then 7 times 7 is 49. So then multiply 3.14 times 49, and we get 153.86 inches squared. But we're not finished yet. When we're talking about our percent decrease, we have to figure out the amount of the decrease. So this is from earlier, and we have to put it over the original, or the whole. So remember, part over whole. So to figure out the amount of the decrease, we simply just find the difference, so subtract. So 200.96 minus 153.86. So we can type that in. And we get a difference of 47.1. All right, so now let's set it up. So the amount of the decrease was 47.1. Putting that over the original, so that's the first starting pizza, so the 200.96. So now we need to divide. So 47.1 divided by 200.96. And we get 0.234, and it keeps going. It says we are rounding to the nearest percent. So we move it over 2 to the right. And so this 4 would not cause it to round up. So that means it was a 23% decrease for the pizza.